The Birr to Portumna Railway Line. The Birr to Portumna Railway Line, which operated at the close of the 19th century, now belongs to history. Yet, railway travel in the distant past proved extremely popular. With the absence of motorised vehicles, railroads served the country well. In the Birr to Portumna instance, a system which ran from the town of Birr to a terminus on the east bank of the River Shannon seemed highly popular. It lay open to developments of passengers, tourists and goods all along the River Shannon. A motion to extend the line west of the Shannon to Loughrea was mooted time and time again. This would involve the building of a second bridge, which would likely cost much more than the 18,000 spent on the original one. Extensive public debate, led by the Marquess of Clanrickard and others, followed, who offered substantial sums, and then an act authorising the Birr and Portumna Railway was passed in the House of Commons in July 1861. Land had to be acquired for the railway line. Farmers were compensated. Capital for the work exceeded 65,000, including a contribution of 10,000 from the Marquess of Clanrickard. The total length of the line exceeded 12 miles. The line passed through comparative easy country, apart from crossing the Little Brosna River and portions of bogland. The line continued to the station house at the edge of the Shannon. The proposed new bridge, or the extension line to Loughrea, did not materialise. The Birr-Portumna line opened on November the 5th, 1868. Train times were not well suited to passengers from Birr, even though Portumna departures and arrivals proved very satisfactory. The location of the terminus on the east side of the Shannon, in preference to its location in the town of Portumna, operated poorly and costly to the raising of money. The Birr to Portumna Railway line, after 10 years, closed in 1878. Yet, after a period of 143 years, the route to Birr is still traceable. The trackbed is identified quite clearly. Evidently, nature has taken over some portions. Mature trees now stand and flourish where once the massive engine and carriages rolled. Road crossings are easily identified, but field markings may be slightly obscure. What interests the visitor most is the massive work undertaken by the contractors. Mounds of earth had to be removed or levelled on the 12.5 mile track. This was done with very primitive tools. Massive earth movers of today were then unknown. Tracing the line from Birr, we find the extensive location where the Birr train depot lay. Continuing westward, we find the trackbed is still identifiable and adjacent buildings now altered for storage purposes. Then on the outskirts of Birr, a minor road is crossed at Ballandara near Riverstown. The western gate indicates the total width of the passageway. Probably the most interesting feature of our discovery is the overbridge at Clonmona. The passage of time has done little to alter the magnificence of this structure. The perfect archway is a lasting tribute to the stonemasons who erected it. Continuing our journey towards Portumna, we find meadowed and cultivated fields. Here, the track bed has been obliterated through cultivation. All that remains is an iron post at Clonmona. Continuing westward, we find the track bed in Lurra slightly diverted and converted into a farm laneway. We note the extensive width of the gate required to cover the track bed. Again, in another frame, we find the original railway line being transformed into a farm laneway. Nearing Portumna, we discover an underbridge at Breda, and some distance away, an old overbridge quite close to Portumna. This road was once part of the road to Birr. Today, the scale of the work, the planning and dreams of a past generation are evident only in the structured road base still identifiable from Birr to Portumna.